man matched up on a linebacker. I hate when the Steelers do that. Touchdown Cowboys.
10-0 Cowboys. Then pay no attention to the end of this play. Pay attention to what happens to Big Ben as he is hit and he goes down hard.
Yeah, and you get scared right here because that's one of those high-low hits, and then he grabs down to one lower body. You're going, uh-oh, did he get caught in the turf or something like that? Comes back in. Slug goes down to the bottom of the screen, James Washington, and this was such a much-needed touchdown for this Steelers offense.
So it's 13-6 at the half. Big Ben heading into the locker room early, but he would play the second half. First play of the fourth quarter. Steelers are now down 10. It's Roethlisberger. How tough is Juju Smith-Schuster?
He's clutch. You need a play, turn to Juju. He's inside, double nod, split safety. He's got the whole middle of the field to work, and you can see Big Ben going, we needed that one.
19-15, the P-18 no good, so it stays there. Ensuing Cowboys possession. Gilbert under pressure, picked. That's a big mistake.
Minka Fitzpatrick is an absolute magnet to the football. This is a great job of the rush getting there. The ball floats up in the air, and Minka falls into his lap.
Pittsburgh had kicked the field goal, so it's 19-18, and here they come. 42 yards up the sideline to Johnson.
Yeah, and they get into that bunch set, create space for Deontay Johnson. He's too good in the open field to tackle.
And then, Rex, what are you going to do with Eric Ebron if he is this big and can do this? Watch him with the jump here.
Yeah, there's nothing you can do against this. That's why Detroit cut him.
That's an 8-yard touchdown. Steelers up 24-19. They go for the two. They don't get it. So it's a 5-point game. Under a minute left. 4th and 1. The Steelers go for it instead of kicking the field goal from the 15-yard line. Rex.
Look, Mike Tomlin, I love him. One of the I have so much respect for him. But he made a horrible decision
It could have cost them the game because now a touchdown wins it. Dallas has a chance. 3, 2, 1. Incomplete in the end zone. Steelers hold on. They escape. They are 8-0 for the first time in franchise history. But this one wasn't nearly as easy as you would have expected.
We're the Pittsburgh Steelers. We know everyone's coming for us. If you didn't know who, I'm not trying to take any shots at anybody, but if you didn't know who America's team was, you should have seen the stands and all the terrible towels. Dallas may be America's team, but we'll be the world's team because we got fans everywhere and they're the best in the world.
Yeah, the Steelers are like a college team. They travel very well. And with last night's win, they're 8-0. It's the first time in their franchise history they've won their first 8 games of a season. You would have thought back in the legendary Steel Curtain days.
Greeny, that can't be right.
It is.
Can't be right.
And our stats give them currently the 4th best chance in the NFL to reach the Super Bowl. So, Ryan Clark, we talked about this last week. They coming off of the stretch they just came off of. They had 3 very winnable games in a row. We expected them to win easily yesterday. What happened?
Listen, you don't come off of fighting Roberto Duran, you don't get marvelous Marvin Hagler, then you don't get Tommy Hearns without a couple of bruises, without being banged up a little bit. And then also going into that stretch, you have the conversations in the locker room, and Rex knows this, no matter how many times the coach gets in front of the room and goes, hey, listen, we just got to focus on this week, win this game. When you look at that 3-game stretch, you go, if we get Cleveland, if we get Tennessee, if we get Baltimore, we go into Dallas and we have kind of a break where we can get our win back a little bit and get ready to play. And that's kind of what you saw. And I'm not saying this is all about a letdown of the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Dallas Cowboys didn't play well, but this is a situation where after you play the Baltimore Ravens, you put so much into that game, the next week is always difficult. It's hard to kind of get going. We saw that with Baltimore and Indianapolis. But this is what I'll say about the Steelers. I still don't just say they're outright the best team in the NFL because they're 8-0. I know this. Every team in the NFL has had bad football games. They've had bad days. They've had bad plays. There's only been one team to not have a bad enough day to lose a game, and that's the Pittsburgh Steelers. No matter how we feel about the Dallas Cowboys or some of these bad teams in the NFL, they are still fielded by NFL players, by people who are on contract to play professional football. And the Dallas Cowboys showed up. They played better defensively. The quarterback played better, but Ben Roethlisberger and the Pittsburgh Steelers, Mike Tomlin and the Pittsburgh Steelers found ways to make plays, and Minka Fitzpatrick is a star. And I've gone back and forth over it, but he makes the plays that he's needed to make. He's been more involved in the football game, and yesterday his play was huge, ended with sacks and pressure by the defense.
And they're this crazy special teams play. The Cowboys, they emptied the bag of tricks. They did a good job. I want to go back, Rex, to the decision to go for it on the 4th and 1. They're at about the 15-yard line in the last drive. They get the first down and the game is over. They can take knees. If they kick the field goal, they have an 8-point lead. They elected to go for it, and as you saw, Connor got tripped up in the backfield. Let's talk about that decision.
Look, we've seen it already this year. I mean, Minnesota did the same, made the same mistake. But here, they're doing this. The receiver doesn't realize they're doing it either. They're going to hard count him. I get it, but kick the field goal. This was a mistake, a rare mistake by Mike Tomlin. Look, you've got the best defense in the National Football League. And so to me, you go up 8 points there. Man, throw analytics out. For the love of goodness, just throw it out. Because there are times when it makes no sense. You go up 8 like we used to do for 100 years, and that's the play. You have the best defense in the league. They got to score a touchdown with a 4-string quarterback, and oh, by the way,
get the 2-point conversion. Just to tie it.
Just to tie. So to me, they could have lost the game. If you don't convert, they could have lost the game. You can't lose the game if you kick the field goal.
The truth of the matter is, I usually disagree with you on things like this. On this one, I completely agree with you. I usually am for let your offense win the game.
I know, and that's why you're wrong.
But in this particular case, we're both right.
We are.
There's a first for everything.
We're both right. Because let's just talk about it this way. If the Cowboys do score on that last possession, on that last play, and win the game,
Pittsburgh.
Well, that's all we're talking about. We don't even lead with Saints-Bucks today. All we're talking about is making that decision.
I actually think that they went for it because the Cowboys had such success on special teams yesterday. We saw that throwback, but also remember the pooch kick after the personal foul, like Rico Dowdle takes it 50, 60 yards on the return. Like Bones Fossil, their special teams coordinator in Dallas, might have scared Mike Tomlin into kind of going, you know what, I don't want special teams to play its part here. I want to just get the first down and not have to kick the ball off.
Dano, so hold up. Mike Tomlin is not afraid of Lamar Jackson and the Ravens, yet he's afraid of Dallas.
Garrett Gilbert.
You know, come on.
I'm just like...
No, but I get it. Look, John Foster did a hell of a job on special teams.
They're the only reason they're in the game.
But come on. Cover the darn kick. They can't beat you. They can't beat you. It was the wrong call. I don't care who's saying it. It's the wrong call.
Let me get RC's on it real quick. Go ahead, Ryan.
Well, listen, it's the wrong call because it didn't work. You know, you go ahead and get your first down, and now you salt the clock and you win the game. And so when you're looking at this, I've been with Rex on all of these things, and I'm with him on this one as well, though. You have to get the kick. You have to get the points, and now you make the Dallas Cowboys, with their 4th-string quarterback, score a touchdown on you and have to get a 2-point conversion just to tie the football game. And so for me, I would have kicked it. But when we're looking at analytics and all these things, these guys keep going to the book and the numbers. Go to what you feel. You know, if you're up 8 on the Dallas Cowboys with the Pittsburgh Steelers defense, they're not supposed to beat you. Make the kick.
Yeah, and I don't even know that this one is as much about the analytics as it is just you're betting on getting the yard in that situation. They could have lost the game. Again, that's all we would have talked about this morning. All right, we have so many more NFL games to get to. We're basically wall to wall. So let me get up and go with some of the other sports news of the day. Chase Elliott won the